Oh, hello. This thing started recording. Oh, that's what the button does. Okay. I'm still getting used to it. Is face track on? No. Now it is. Howdy, King Carter out here in the hollers. I'm building a studio slowly. See, I've got a mic here. I've got my audio interface. I had to rebuild 3 computers to get 1 computer out of them. So, I have a poem. Actually, this isn't a poem. I don't know what this is. It's just one of my writings. It's from 9:27 a.m. on 11 March 2025. This is what I was thinking about. For the first time in a long time, I can see things clearly. Here, let me do it like this so you can see. I'm heading headlong into the wind, into the path of destiny, meeting a moment from decades ago. I can see time flowing both ways, like a feeling of the future, being made the past, like it was supposed to be. I can see the moment I sigh on stage more clearly. It was like a dream or a vision that I had decades ago that has stuck with me. My whole raison d'etre is to meet that moment. I kind of feel like I actually am going to meet that moment from all those years ago. I hope I do. And I will. And I'm so much further along that path than I was on 11 March. Way further. Man, I've written like a double CD's worth of albums or songs now. I've got like 24 songs I've written now. Like 2 books of poetry. Over 1,200 pages of journals. So some really, really good stuff of me coming up out of my abyss and stuff. So, yeah, I think I will meet that moment. Old Chris. Oh, man. Let me see if there's anything else while I've got you. This is a short clip. Oh, well. Wait, what is this? 9:50 p.m. random day. Oh, wait, what is this? 9:46 p.m. All I can see is, then maybe I can leave enough pieces for me to someone else, for someone else to know who I was. Oh, well, what do I know? I live in a dream, so I'm going to be a rock star. I don't know what day I wrote that, but I dig it. I really dig it. Let's see here. Let's go back. This is cool. I'll just start here. Random spot. And for those who know, rock bottom is just a series of false bottoms, or merely sloped shelves that lead further into the abyss. You see, I write so much about the light because I thought I lost it all. I gave up. I was lost. And somewhere deep down is a grain of sand that I hold on to, clasp in my hands, somewhere down near my heart. That's my light, and I lost it. You see, I don't know who I am. I do not have a concept of who I am. There's no me, because I'm always stuck looking for it in an endless loop. But I have my light, and I know that it's something. Climbing out of the abyss is hard, especially while trying to hold on to my light. The terrain is slippery, and I could fall or at worst lose my light. So maybe, yeah, I'm a crazy person. But if I can't ever know who I am, then maybe I can leave enough pieces of me for someone else to know who I was. Oh well, what do I know? I live in a dream, so I'm going to be a rock star. I like that. I don't know how old that was. This book here is probably from, March of 2025 somewhere. So that's probably about where I was at. Well, that's all I've got. You guys have a great weekend out there. Stay cool. Stay dry. Whatever climate you're in. So take it easy either way. King Carter. Oh, I've got some really cool things coming too. I had some really neat ideas. I'm starting to, now that my studio's coming together. I'm going to take your mind on a whirlwind of a trip into mine, and it's going to be cool. I'm going to incorporate audio, visual. I want to show you guys the things I think about. And I've got some really neat ideas for some really cool music, really cool audio, visual art pieces. Maybe I'll start doing some scenes. I've got some ideas. Maybe one day I'd love to make a play one day. I think one's starting to form. I had an animation pop in. I've got the gist of it kind of down. That happened last year. I got like beamed in a whole movie. And so I've got some really cool ideas. I'm very excited to share them. It's just going to take me some time. That's it. Brick by brick, step by step, inch by inch, board by board. I will build something great. And I can't wait for you guys to see this when I'm finally done. I'm going to make something memorable. It's going to be cool. I've got so many ideas. So, and then soon enough, I'll get to start painting again soon too. And that's my true happy place. Maybe I'll show you guys how I paint. I'm not quite Bob Ross. My style's a little different, but, it's my happy place. It's my truest, happiest of all happy places is painting. And I'm very grateful that something that brings me so much joy is also something that's very easy to do because you can acquire the materials very easily, so even if something was to happen with society, I could still find ways to make paint and art, so like it's something that I'll always have, like that'll never be taken away from me. And it just so happens that it's also like my favorite place to be. So, but that's not all. Wait till I start showing you some of the rap video ideas I have, or maybe some of the other country music videos, or maybe the animations. I've got some short stories that I'd like to animate. It's gonna be cool. So just give me time. Oh well, King Carter, out here in the hollers, keeping it real for us humans, I suppose. You guys have a good day out there. Oh, and for the part in the play, I didn't get the role I went out for. However, in hindsight and retrospect, and now I've thought about it, I'm so stoked. I think it actually worked out better. So I practiced for Lord Farquaad for Shrek the Musical. I'm not a musical guy. I'm not into musicals or theater or anything, but why not? Yeah, it could only help me perform on stage with my music, theater, performing, music, performing, stage, performing. It all makes sense. So it's an opportunity to get out in front and sing. So I went and I put together a performance. I'll make another video of my performance, of what I did for it. Cause I did a great job. I was extremely pleased with it. However, I was also going to have to be on my knees for the entirety of my scenes. And I'm an old man. I'm not far from 50. Okay. And so, I don't know if I can do that physically anymore. I could, but like at what cost? It's not worth it. I spent 3 years of my life unable to walk, either between a wheelchair, a cane. I've spent a lot of time in a wheelchair, knee scooters. I've had like 6 surgeries on my feet. I have bones in each foot that I wasn't born with. So, that helped me a whole lot when I was at my abyss. That was some dark places, but I'm light as a feather now. I may not be able to run as fast as I can or I used to be able to, but it's okay. I get around just fine. I just have to be careful about what I do. And so I don't think that part was probably not going to be good for me. But I get to do characters. So what they did is the folks there with the play company, I get to do a lot of the other different roles throughout the different scenes. And I wasn't set on Lord Farquaad when I went into it. It just kind of fell into place because he had a lot of songs, and that role, gave me, those are the songs I sang when I auditioned, because I had a day to prepare an audition, about a day and a half to prepare an audition. So I was like, well, basically my idea, my thought is, well, just to be able to get to the play, find a role, sing it well, and then, boom. And then wherever the chips fall, it's all gravy. My goal is just to be in the play. My whole goal is I just want to be part of the community. you know, like maybe it's a mission, if you will, now that I'm out of the military, just to help these people, art's for the people, man. I am an artist through and through. That is my profession now. And so I'm going out there and I have a lot of experience. I have 20 years in the military. I have been in charge of thousands of people. My role is to support the play. And man, I love doing characters. So I did a really good Pinocchio. Let me see if I can do it. I'm just a boy. Oh no, wait. I'm a real boy. Oh man. Or how's it in the musical in Shrek? What is it? He's kind of more like the what is it? Being a fairy tale creature sucks pine sap. See, I love voices. So I get to do a bunch of different voices. I'm not doing Pinocchio, but I get to do other voices in the play. There's a lot of dancing, and I just physically I can't dance. Rhythmically, oh yeah, no, that's not happening either. But also, mostly, I just physically I can't. I've had reconstructive surgery on my feet, on both of my feet. I literally cannot dance. I basically have flippers for feet now, so it is what it is. It's okay. I looked, I stood at the crest overlooking the valley of life, as I walked through the valley of the shadow of death or whatever, no, I was up on top of the ridge up there, and I looked down below at that entire valley, and like one of those British dudes, like chasing a cheese wheel down the hill, I YOLO cannonballed my way through life. So no, I've lived probably about 4 lives already. So, either way, side story, I was getting sidetracked. My bad. So these character parts, this is fantastic. It's going to allow me to dip my toes. I've never auditioned before. I've never been in a play. Actually, I was a fence post once, back in the early 80s, probably 84, 85, something like that. I was a fence post. I'm pretty sure some of the moms and dads were smoking out in the audience too. Because things were different. That's back when you could smoke inside of a store. Everywhere, every government office had ashtrays back then. It was so weird, so different. Either way, I was a fence post, and I went full method for the fence post. Believe it or not, I went out there and I researched fence posts for about 6 weeks prior to the role, because I wanted to be the best fence post there was, So I stood out there. It was later in the year, so I stood out there when it was hot one afternoon. Many afternoons we sweated it out together. Got snowed on, got rained on. Thunderstorm was terrifying, but man, I stood out there with my fellow fence posts because I wanted to understand what it was like. That's why I wear sunglasses now, because I even let a woodpecker peck my eyeball out. And so that's why I wear these. So I was the best damn fence poster in that play too. I didn't move. And so now, 40 years later, it's time I return to the stage. And so I'll be whatever part the play requires of me, because that's what it's like being, part of the group. So they had some really great teenagers and young adults, even like early 20s. I still look at them as young, kids. I'm sorry, I do. I'm old. What can I say? My childhood was like back in the 80s, pre-internet days. I didn't see, streaming videos online until I was in my 20s, folks. So either way, I thought it was fantastic to see these people putting themselves out there. And the coolest thing about all of it was when they saw someone like me getting out there trying out for Lord Farquaad, Except, okay, I played it a little bit dark because the plays, the guys who were doing the acting on the plays were so fabulous. I could not do that and sell it. And man, they are fantastic. So I had to do a little bit different take. So I kind of was more of like a, Like, so during the, the way I envisioned it was during the scene with Fiona, or not Fiona, where on the stage version where Farquaad is up on stage and he's going through all of these different, it's like pick door number 1, 2, or 3 kind of deal with the mirror, the magic mirror on the wall. And so he's getting all super excited about it, and it's like, number 1, she is, her name is, I'm just going to make it up, her name is Snow White. She likes forest animals, things like that. And then the next one is like Sleeping Beauty. And then it showed a picture of her, like Tupperware dropping down on her, and she was in the Tupperware. So, my whole thing, like going into it was like, Felonious! Oh, look at her. Oh, what was her name? Cinderella? No, what was it? Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, that's right. Hey, look at Sleeping Beauty. Doesn't she look fabulous? She looks fantastic. Something like that. There was this one scene where, in the stage version, what's his name? Farquaad has to come out. And I'd never heard of this, by the way. I heard a song on it because my wife was trying out for it. And I just fell in love with it. I thought it was super funny. So Farquaad has, coming to find out, his dad is Grumpy of the Seven Dwarfs. I didn't know that. And I just thought that was hilarious. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try out for the role. And so, he has this whole song where he's singing about how, like, Daddy up and left me good and dead. And now he lives in squalor, sleeping 7 to a bed. I took it low there because it's early in the morning. But either way, it was a good role. It was so fun. And so when the kids got to see me like let go and kind of just roll with it and have fun with it, like, Felonious, what's a broom? Something like that. It allowed them, I think, to open up, and you started seeing other people open up too. Almost like, giving them permission to just let go and just have fun. And that's it. And that's the art of it. And that's where it's at. And that's why I'm there and part of this play. We're going to be the best fence posts we can be, because that's what's required of the play. And we're going to do it with enthusiasm, and we're just going to have fun. And that's what we're going to do with the play, I think. That's my goal, is to just show the community that, hey man, like, it's okay to relax and have fun. And sometimes the best parts, I even just from what I've seen, is when there are those things that aren't scripted, that, that are only captured in the moment. And the moment is where it matters. And that's the important thing. And so for that moment, I'll be whatever character they ask of me. And they are too. And we're just going to have a blast. And if you've never done it, technically I haven't done it really either, because I was only a fence post. In my experience, but I'm so excited to see how this feels. Like, I think it's going to be so awesome. And so, and I get to sing a duet with my wife. So we actually got not opposing, but matched up characters that we get a song. So I actually get up there and I get to sing with my wife on stage in character. See, that's what I'm saying. Silver linings. So no, I didn't get the part I set out. Well, I didn't really set out for a part. I just wanted my foot in the door. And I got far more than I thought out of it. So, man, I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. There is much beauty in the world if you just stop and just look for it. If you look for beauty, you're going to find it. So, just like if you look for other things, you're going to find it too. Seek and you shall find. And I don't know about you, but I'm seeking happiness, joy, and the light in every moment that I can. And he's coming with me. So, yeah. Every day is a new day. And no matter what happened yesterday, it's gone. That moment's over. You can't change it. I'm not saying don't look, don't think about the past, but don't dwell and don't get pulled back into the past. The past will tug on you, and it occupies your focus and attention. You see, everything that you're thinking about takes away from your focus on right now. If you're thinking about what happened yesterday, you're not thinking about now. If you're thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, you're not thinking about right now. If you're thinking about what's going to happen tonight, it might be too late. Now might be your last moment. So you get to choose how you act in each moment. And that's where I say, me, I choose to find happiness where I can. And even if it's in places of darkness, that's cool. Because what I realize now is that anytime I encounter darkness and I'm in a tough spot, and don't get me wrong, I know how hard things have been. I've had a pretty rough go, but I see as a painter, I see the contrast between light and dark. It's very important to me as I lay my pigments down. I'm thinking about things like that, contrasts, because you see, in the darkest of the dark place is that little dot of light. Wouldn't be there without that darkness, So you really can't have it. You can't have one or the other. You need both to create the masterpiece. And I see that now. And so now I just look at things differently. If I'm ever in a dark spot or a dark place, and if I think about right now how I choose to act, then this moment lasts forever, and I can shine my light into all the dark places, creating an even more beautiful masterpiece, this thing we call life. So I used to rail against the anger and the hate and the rage, and then I realized that it was all, the abyss is a self-imposed prison, and the things we consume ourselves with in our mind those are the things that we tend to seek in the world, and thus those are the things we tend to find. So now on the flip side, no, that's just kind of how it is. So if you seek something dark, you're going to find something dark. If you seek out the rage, if you occupy your thoughts with anger, hate, and rage, and you consume things, just if you start reading that post, or you start watching that video or hearing that news clip, and your heart starts beating and you start getting mad, that's a sign right there. It's not healthy. It's eating you away and it's bogging you down. And man, if you start looking for the positivity in life and the beauty, if you stop to savor the moment, observe how the ants are moving up and down the bark of the tree, seeing the boughs of the trees, and how the sounds of the trees in the wind kind of reminds me of the beach. It's things like that, savoring the moment. You'll live forever, and you'll see light everywhere you go. And you'll find what you look for. And the more beauty you see in this world, the contrast between that light and that dark creates the most beautiful masterpiece I've ever seen. Man, behold the glory of life, truly. And the chance to do something different right now. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. And I love it. Like, all of it. All of it. So, well, I've rambled on too long. These are the things I think about. Can't wait to share more with you. You guys take it easy. King Carter, out here in the hollers, just keeping it human for all of us.